First of all, lovely to meet you in person.
Yeah, after hanging out 3-4 years.
3 or 4 years in the WordPress circles of all places, and here we are in Event Tech. I had no idea you were coming.
Yeah.
So before we jump into the main content, mate, what brought you to this event?
Well, mostly I am a founder of an ecosystem for B2B community leaders. It's named Ledby Community.
Yep.
We have been running that project 2.5 years. I am the solo founder for now. I have a small team, like I call it the core team, 3 people helping me to run the operations, to organize the speakers, the stuff. We do lots of events online, like 4 or 5 per month. And then also we established this year our very first kind of in-person conference.
Nice.
It's named the Community-Led World Summit. Again, serving people working in the B2B space, building communities for customers, support communities, and also social impact communities, things like that. The response from people was amazing. So we got the courage to run it again next year.
Nice.
We booked the Plexal on the East here area, very close to Stratford Station. Now the capacity is like 230.
Yeah.
So it's exciting for especially for the niche, because honestly, even across Europe, there is no event targeting community people at that level. So it's a big challenge. It's not easy, especially try to get help from sponsors and all that process. But yeah, we did it this year, so I feel that that proof will build, or is building up towards succeed on that side.
Yeah.
On my kind of professional side, I am 14 years marketer. That's my first kind of, and then always close to the community. I worked for bodyboss.com in the past as a marketing director, the WordPress plugin to build communities there. I also work for a few SaaS companies like Circle.so as the first marketing hire. And recently I ended my time with Vetermo.com. There is another community platform, SaaS as well.
Yeah.
So now I'm aiming to build this up fully, kind of as a full-time thing.
Nice.
And also we run, on top of that, the community, the events, the conference, we also are building a small agency, led by community as agency, because we have 600 members in our community.
Yeah.
So we have built our own small group of associates.
Oh, nice.
So any requests come, we review, and then we can actually deliver the services through our associates. So that's the way we are trying to turn all this project into something sustainable.
No, that's good. So you're here predominantly as an event organizer, coming here to learn, yeah?
Yeah, I think that I'm not a Jedi on events, even though I have done maybe like 120 online events already.
Yep.
But I still feel that it's a big gap yet to learn.
Well, let's jump into that, because you've done some incredible online events, and many in the WordPress space, etc. What's the difference between doing something online and your first physical in-person event that you did?
I think that like the emotional connection is real. Like that was for me the first thing, that like all these people that is nice on Zoom is now real. You can hug them, you can give them a handshake, like. Oh, I don't know. For me, the feeling was like, oh, and also you look different in real person.
When I kept looking at you a minute ago, thinking, I think that's Francisco, but I'm not going to make a scene. He looks busy on his phone. I'll leave him alone.
Yeah, kind of. But from just human side, it's like amazing. Like the connection, the level of connection is wow, amazing. Now on the other side, kind of just like all the small pieces of a puzzle required to run a proper conference in person.
Yeah.
Because in my case, because this project is 100% bootstrapped by me, I did from 0 to 1. I took the conference from 0 to 1. So I had to look after everything, like I don't know, like the banners, like the badges, like the food, then the tables, the sponsor booth, then all the without counting like the building the website, like RSVP, managing the agenda, tickets, check-ins, like what's so many things.
So many hats.
And exactly. Yeah. And then I got help like in the day, because we have volunteers that are also in the UK.
Yep.
So like 9 people from different places of the UK attended the summit in the day, very early in the morning. They helped me with the welcoming, with the checkup, moving the food around, chairs and running. So, but I would say it's like titanic difference between online. Even though online, to make it like smooth, you need a bit of kind of ensure that everything is okay. Do a few dry runs with the speakers or host to ensure that kind of people understood the tech, and then you can go smooth.
Yeah.
But like the level of complexity is, I would say, online 10%
Uh-huh.
against the 100% of the in-person stuff.
The in-person.
Yeah, yeah. Also, our conference was live streamed at the same time. So we also need to figure out how we can keep the people viewing online engaged.
Yeah.
No, that is not like just like seeing the TV board.
Well, let's go there then. How did you keep people online engaged? Because I think that's a very common problem, especially
Yeah.
if you're watching an in-person event that's happening. There is that feeling of disconnect, isn't there? Like, I
Yeah.
am here at my screen, you're all over there having a great time.
Yeah, I can share what we did, but even with the efforts we did, I still got feedback about it could be better.
Yeah.
For the online viewers, right?
Everyone's a critic, mate.
I don't know. I'm very because I'm not feeling as an expert. I'm very humble and open to listening and all that. So what we did, because up today we have 24 volunteers from all over. Like I have leaders from India, South Africa, UK, a few countries in Europe and the US. So we created like a shift rota.
Yeah.
No, and then around 4 or 6 volunteers were always online in the streaming. So they were kind of popping in, hey guys, now we are going for a break. Now it's lunchtime. So what we did, we use a platform named gradual.com.
Yeah.
And they have, while you do this live streaming, you can create parallel kind of networking rooms or round tables. So when the in-person event was going in breaks or for lunchtime, actually everyone online could also go and join a round table, have some networking stuff happening.
That's brilliant.
Plus the chat that was on fire the whole time. People like sharing tips, sharing resources. Also, we were sharing bios, like say, hey, like Morgo is speaking. Boom, this is the bio, so you can. So to try to keep everyone alive, it was not easy task. On my side, I was just like running the show in person and just like looking from far how the live stream was going.
Sure.
But I could see like all the volunteers really working hard to make even like the best possible experience for them. But I would say like whoever was online was missing out the in-person stuff. Like, there is no comparison. Honestly, there is no comparison. Like it's so good.
Now, two things I'm taking from this. Number one, you're a nutter because you went for both at the same time, which is insanely stressful. So well done.
It was.
A nutter in the loving sense of the word. I've known you for many years. I'm allowed to say that. But the second lesson that I'm pulling from this, mate, and the most important lesson is that you've actually got other people involved and had volunteers. So the biggest mistake I made with, for example, with Agency Transformation Live 2 years in a row is that I didn't feel I could ask anyone for help. I didn't want to put on people, so I took everything on myself, running around, putting up banners, doing all the stuff, organizing all the food on the day, moving furniture and everything, and also hosting, and also speaking, and running around, doing everything, and was just frantically stressed the entire time for both years that I ran the event. And I never felt I could ask people for advice. Maybe that's the pride thing in me. So I'm encouraged to hear that you have, in all circumstances, built a community where you feel able to ask for help, and people feel able to say, "Yeah, I'm all in." And you've had physical people at the your in-person event happy to help, which is incredible, as well as those people joining those booths online for you as well to help create that sense of connection.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm still not believing that happened.
Yeah.
Even though, like, the whole way I have built Ledby Community is member-led.
Yep.
For instance, at the very beginning, it started as a newsletter. So I did a whole scan for the industry, the community industry, trying to find all the sources. So every week you get kind of up to date the latest articles from 250 sources of content. So every week we sent that out. After 2 months, people came to me saying, "Hey, I love your newsletter. Do you need help?" I said, I would love to start running online events because I can scale this help. I can move faster. And then, a few people started to help me hosting events, mostly because, honestly, I don't know, imposter syndrome, whatever you want to call it, but I have never felt that I am good facilitator, good host.
Okay.
So I said, I do prefer just keep myself behind the scenes, running the operations, while volunteers can actually be the host and interviewing panels and stuff. And that gradually started to move. So every other month, 1-2 people were coming to me, "Hey, I want to help. How can I join?" And now after 2 years, we have 24 people in that kind of status. We call them communityers.
Communiteers.
Yes.
A little bit like Disney with the Imagineers.
So, but they are from all over. Like we have also local chapters from all over the world. People leading the charge using our brand, Ledby Community. So that is like even more kind of encouraging. So
that is crazy. Can we jump in the time machine then and go back to when all of this began? And what was the genesis of your idea for building this community? And was it a purposeful? Did it happen by accident? Kind of.
I can try to. At that time, I was working for Circle.so.
Yep.
I was the first marketing hire, so my role was kind of very key at the beginning because I was like building from zero content marketing, the website, landing pages, comparison pages, also all the partnership stuff.
Yeah.
And then when that happened, I was really busy, but I have been always in love with the community stuff. In that time, they have Mathilde, that was the head of community, and I was working every other day with one of the co-founders and say, hey, do you think that maybe in a few months I could take some time from my regular schedule to help in the community a bit?
Yep.
And they say no.
Oh, thanks, guys.
They say no because honestly, your time generates way more impact in the marketing side than you going into the community and help. And for me, it makes sense. It's not what I wanted to hear, but it's like the logical reasoning. As founder, you care for the money. It's fine. So that kind of got me thinking, what can I do to actually contribute to the community space?
Yeah.
And that was the reason why I say, I cannot be in the community. I cannot do like many stuff yet because I have a full-time job. So I'm going to write a newsletter.
Yeah.
Now, and then I started. Honestly, the newsletter has been the painful part of the whole project because first the research every week is a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's why I hire someone after 2 months to help me with the curation. I do then kind of the editorial part and then the intro, and all the fancy stuff.
Yeah.
But I would say that was the trigger, to find a way to move faster, and it was painful mostly because even though people were not realizing how much work was put in that newsletter, the newsletter was growing really slow. Like I would say it was growing maybe 25, 30 persons per month.
Yeah.
And then I was seeing
Did it compound eventually?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then I was seeing like the kind of the influencers on the community space, saying simply, "Oh, I'm pumped. I just crossed 500 new subscribers this month."
Yeah, it's depressing, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, how this guy can, Yeah. And then gradually, after I would say only after a year and a half, honestly, it started to move really fast.
Yeah.
So our newsletter today is 5,000. That is still not crazy big number for like other people.
That's amazing. 5,000 people is incredible. That's more people than this in this room right now.
Yeah, but it's because the niche, because the vertical where we are.
Yeah.
Because if you create a newsletter for community creators, you get million.
Yeah.
But we don't serve the creators audience.
No.
We don't serve coaches or creators. It's not like that. It's very B2B side of things.
Sure.
So that's why I am kind of now okay not having a huge newsletter as others.
Yeah.
But the value for instance, brands in our newsletter is huge because one of these person in the newsletter can close a deal. Well, like any of these companies, 30K a year, 50K contract, 100 or more.
Yep.
So the value for partners and sponsors is good. That's why we have received support. We have a few brands already sponsoring our online events.
Yeah.
So we say, this event is brought to you by X brand. So that's kind of how it started. And then in 2023, I was like desperate to do something like bigger than just a monthly online event. And I ran my first online summit.
Yeah.
Again, I went crazy.
Yeah.
I invited all the cool people. I got 40 speakers, 40. 3 days summit, 6 hours every day.
Yeah, and you've still got all that hair, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Latin,
is that a wig?
Latin people usually, no, we are good.
For anyone watching, this is what happened to me. Anyway, carry on, mate.
Latin people usually keeps the hair for longer.
Damn it.
But so that was the first kind of crazy experience. Like, 40 speakers. I was managing the whole streaming, and I got someone, Victoria Cumberbatch in that time. She was like hosting. She was amazing.
Yeah.
People love her. But that was the first experience that kind of catapulted this idea to, hey, we got 1,000 registrations for that summit online. That was like crazy good. I sold because the idea was to sell after the recording, so I sold like 150 tickets for the recordings. That was not bad.
No, that's
At least
amazing.
I could kind of pay the money for speakers and things like that. And then that was like the kind of catapult, like give me courage to try to run in London in person. And now next year is happening. Like the place is booked. I'm now today actually I'm meeting with James. That's one of my partners for the conference now. He will be managing all the sponsorship stuff.
Brilliant.
So today we have, likely he will arrive 1 hour or so to have a look here and then chat.
Send him here for an interview.
It's not bad. The guy is amazing.
Yeah.
He's the unconference guy, James.
Okay.
Wow. We also ran in September a small event named Unconference Plus.
Okay.
In person as well.
Right. Fantastic.
Yeah. So Unconference is, I'm not sure, are you
Links
aware?
will be in the show notes, folks. Carry on. You're going to have to email me the links now.
Oh, okay, that's good. Unconference Plus. So Unconference is a style where there are no speakers.
Yeah.
Everyone is a speaker.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of the session, you just like, hey, what do you want to learn about? What do you want to talk about? What challenges do you have? So you write all that in sticky notes.
Yeah.
You put that in columns on the wall, and then you group them by topics.
Yeah.
And then you create like a round of chairs.
Yeah.
And then let's say 10, 12 chairs, like different groups, and then you put one topic per group, and then 30 minutes to discuss about it. And then everyone can contribute and discuss their thought, their
That's
views.
amazing.
And then you do first round, and then at any time you can just stand up, change the topic, change chairs, and so that was an amazing experience.
Wow.
We got a ton of like pictures and stuff about. So
Yeah.
But that is the second more smaller experience, also in person. So my goal this year, I spent lots of resources and time, into try to establish kind of in-person events.
Yeah.
The big one, the conference, the Community-Led World Summit, and the small one that this year was 37 attendees and Conference Plus. No?
Yeah.
But for instance, because we have volunteers in New York, the Conference Plus is happening in February in New York now.
Amazing.
Because I have now, I invested in like full branding, website, etc. So now it's just like kind of plug and play playbook. Someone wants to run it anywhere.
What's interesting to me as well is you said this earlier that you wanted to be behind the scenes, and I think a lot of people will resonate with that, where they feel like they can't build a big, vibrant community because they don't feel confident. You mentioned imposter syndrome. They don't feel confident to put themselves out there. Now, nowadays, I know you live stream. I've watched your live streams. I know that you do put yourself out there. But initially, you didn't.
No.
And here is evidence that anybody can build community. Speak into that, mate.
Yeah. Honestly, I because I now I'm going full time with this.
Yeah.
I put myself out of the comfort zone and say I need to do it. I mean, I need to push myself out. Try to figure out how to say things on the fly. Sometimes without much preparation.
Like now.
Improvising and all that. Because I mean, otherwise I will be left behind.
Yeah.
Like there is no if the founder is not leading the charge, there is no way to grow.
Yes.
No, that's my learnings during these 2 years. So now, for instance, even I opened a TikTok account. Like this week, I posted already 3 videos. And now, even for instance, we have our London meetup tomorrow.
Yeah.
No. And what I do now, I record myself inviting people on video to attend the London meetup.
Wow.
So I did already 2 videos, like different days of the week. Just 2 days tomorrow, 2 days more. We have the meetup. Then last week I put you have 5 days to go. RSVP, join me in London, blah blah blah. And it's not perfect, but you need to start.
Good is better than perfect, or done is better than perfect, to be honest.
Say done.
But the fact that you were still able to build that up by you built the community through the friendships, the relationships that you had initially. You had those, I think you called them something years. What was it?
Communiteers.
Communiteers. You got the communiteers involved to do the hosting, etc. So the stuff that you weren't initially comfortable with, you got other people involved. Yeah. So you've been able to build a community almost from the behind the scenes, like you said. So I think that would be a challenge to anybody listening or anyone watching, that if they feel like I'm not confident, I can't lead this, I can't build a community. No. And Francisco here is evidence that as long as you can talk to someone in private and build relationships like you clearly can do, then you can still build community and you can still build something that you know, 6,000 members, was it? How many members?
600.
600, so 600 member community, 5,000 on your newsletter within just 3 years. It's phenomenal. I'm only on 2,000 on my newsletter, and I've been going for 10 years, mate. So, it's absolutely incredible what you're doing, and it's super exciting. So as we come into land, because I'm sure you've got to go and visit everyone whilst we're here as well, what's been your biggest, lesson, as it was in the last couple of years?
This one might sound cliche,
Okay.
but there is a saying, in community, like a philosophy, that you need to build community with your members,
Yeah.
not for your members.
Yes.
No, so because the only way to run or to do initiatives that actually resonate with them is based on their ideas.
Yes.
No, so we run, for instance, in our community surveys every 4 months, asking for feedback. No, then what I recently also created is a community advisory board.
Yep.
So the community advisory board is not; they are not communiteers; they are just members.
Yeah.
With experience, also diversity. For instance, black, white, Indian, it's Latin like me. Then also like different verticals where they work, different level of seniority as well.
Yeah.
So we have a very mixed, advice for the community. And then what I do is like I run my ideas through them.
Yeah.
And they kind of say, hey, Francisco, this is cool. If you want to do it better, do this, include that. So they help me refine and reshape the initiatives.
Yeah.
And then the communiteers, I take this and take that to the communiteers for the execution.
That's incredible.
So, but that is why it's so important build with your
Yes.
community rather than just come up with all by yourself.
Yeah.
Because you sometimes might do or invest efforts on things that are not going to resonate.
Yep.
And then you feel disappointed. But
I can speak into that. I eventually deleted. So I built the Trailblazer FM group to over 4,000 people. But again, I was always that person who felt like I had to be doing everything. So I was constantly putting out new content, out new initiatives, etc. And over time, it just became thoroughly exhausting. And it was very hard to get that feedback loop because I had no feedback loop, really. People were just waiting for me to do the next thing and then would join it. So that just became exhausting. Equally, there are a lot of people who want to build communities who will do what they think is right and start to put stuff out there. And like you said, we'll just get very discouraged. So yeah, massive takeaway, build with the community. That's phenomenal. Well, mate, how can people get in touch with you? And then we shall have a hug and say goodbye.
yeah. Well, if you want just to learn more, just go to ledby.community.
Perfect.
Ledby.community. And everything is there. You can even already access, probably we have scheduled at least 10 events that are free to join. We have also a membership with a few exclusive events. The membership is £250 per year.
Yep.
And if you want to attend the conference, there is a membership that includes the conference as well.
Nice.
A bit higher in price, but includes a ticket for the London conference of next year.
Yes, nice.
Yeah, that's it. Francisco, just Francisco Opazo on LinkedIn. That's it.
Yeah, we'll add all of those in the show notes.
Cool.
So,
Thank you.
mate, take care. Put it
Thanks
there.
for having me, man.
Yeah,
That's
right.
great.
That's awesome. How cool.